bit of an alert earlier that we're expecting snow. I kind of knew before I was coming that it might be some cold weather, or at least a little bit of a chill overnight. So I thought, oh, I'll get the order done. They say 3 days to do the order. Um, it's coming on the 6th, which is 9 days, something like that. So, I'm doing this sneaky expose there, look. So, this is a bit of like a scrap heap challenge. So down in the basement there were some bits. There was a metal bar bit and a tray bit somewhere else and everything else. So I managed to get myself this fired up, smoke tested, chimney's clean. I'm filthy. The village has no water at the moment, and I've been doing chimney. So I am no longer the same colour I started off with this morning. I've actually washed. I need to wash again properly. But yeah, got completely filthy, and the weight of that petch car is quite unlike any of the modern ones. It's solid cast iron at the top and solid cast iron at the bottom, and has a big solid cast iron centre section as well. So there's like a little door and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was a bit of a by so as you can see, we haven't done the electrics yet. They're still there. Obviously the website they had promised 3 working days. It's more like 7 or 8. So a bit pissed really, because they come the day before Sam arrives, and I was hoping to have the house rewired by then, because I ordered it before I left the UK, and obviously it just hasn't happened. You see the plastic pots, that's not me putting them in the fire, just in case you noticed, that was actually stuffed in there. It was just full of crap. They hadn't emptied the ash out, so there was ash in the bottom of it, and the ashtray was completely full. So yeah, so I was up and on the roof, making sure that we could have some fire. And it is kind of warm. I'm sat on the other side of the room, so I'm about 5 meters away from it, and I can feel the heat off it. It was a bit chilly last night. I got down to about 6-7 degrees, so yeah, I decided on having some heat. So in the little bucket that you can see on the right there, I got some coal, because there was some coal. A bag had ripped open and there was bits of coal on the floor, so I picked up a couple of bits of that, and there's some timber from outside, but I don't think any of the timber is going to fit in it. The problem is I still haven't gone and got a chainsaw, so I'll be going and doing that tomorrow. I paid my electric bill as well. Again, extortionate amount. It was less than before, so it was like something like one. Was it even one? No, because it was 213 lev. So about £1. So yeah, so my electric bill for last month was £1. It seems that, you know, quite reasonable, the electric prices over here. We've only had on like CCTV and the internet here, nothing else has been left on. Not really been hammering on the Hoover, cooker. The kettle's been going 90 to the dozen, because I didn't arrive until about 1:30 in the morning. But obviously that goes on to next month's bill instead of this month's bill. Yeah, and that's about it really. So been out cleaning out windows. It was half buried and half full of stuff, so clean that out so there's some light. Got most of the summer kitchen's wiring done. Well, not done, but pulled out at least. That's a nightmare. You should have seen some of it. I mean, there was I'll do a short about that. Right, well, that's about it on this little follow along. So we're waiting for, apparently it's supposed to be cold and we might get snow. So I don't know how cold it'll be, because I've been here seeing piles of snow and it's been 35 degrees, but apparently it'd been -20 the week before. The other time I came over this time of year, it was alright. It was like one of our crappy British summers. So yeah, so it's a bit interesting to see how it's going to play out. I'm going to put myself a little pot of water on there so I can have a nice wash. Lucky enough, I did store a load of water before I left, so, and I had to treat it as well. So hopefully it's not a stinky load of water. We'll soon find out. Anyway, I looked at it yesterday. No, today. At some point I looked at it and it looked okay. So, bit of a problem. I brought my camera with me. It plays videos back what's on the camera already. But for some reason, it's just not doing the, it won't record. So what I wanted to show you, and I'm going to have to show you with this phone, was where we were doing the stairs plan. So in the summer kitchen, what we wanted is, obviously we got the bathroom at the back of the house, and the back bedroom we were going to knock through and put stairs going down into the summer kitchen. We came a bit of a cropper yesterday. I did the measurements, and it's across the room in towards the middle of the summer kitchen wall, you know, where the range is. So the problem is though, is that you've got like 1.5 meters maybe or so. The actual floor level to floor level is only 140 centimeters, so it's not, it's effectively 4 steps down. But the problem is, just outside the window is the roof support for the summer kitchen roof, so it's going to be a bit of a problem. So I think we might have to put stairs going down into the basement, and then you'd come up in the out from the basement, which kind of goes fine where we've got the stairs coming up from the basement and the use that as a living room plan. But obviously we're forced into probably having to do the living room plan so that when everything's done it looks nice. Otherwise you're going from a normal house down into grot, and then back out to go into the summer kitchen. So it's kind of like it would be a bit of a round robin to get from one to the other, but I think that's probably how it's going to be. Now, most of you haven't seen the other room, because on the video from last season we were I had the door shut. We still haven't got the electric, because the delivery, which was supposed to be today, which had all my fuel in, and just all the electrical stuff that I needed, other bits I picked up over in the UK and brought with me, and they haven't come. So I've literally ground to a halt, and they're supposed to not be here for another 4 days. So it might be a trip down to VT today to pick up some bits and pieces, simply because I can't get it and I'm just sat round doing nothing. There's no TV here, so I'm not using any streaming services, and it's halfway through the day. I've been up now for what, 7 hours. The fire's clean. I put a fire on because it's quite cold today. The hilltop outside the window, that's why I'm looking that way. The cloud cover is actually on top of the hill, and the hill's not a particularly high hill. It is kind of high, I suppose. Here I am, sat on my bed, my glorious bed with my lovely bedding and the things on the wall. So no water, no stuff to do the electrics, which were supposed to be done by this weekend. No chainsaw to cut wood, so I have to go out and get wood. No washing machine in yet, no water pump. I haven't even checked the well. I would imagine there's water in the well, but it's just turned out to be a nightmare. It's like I'm here a week now, and it's just going to be kind of like a waste of time where I can't really do anything, because the stuff that I've ordered, which said it would take 3 days to arrive, which would have arrived 2 days after, because I ordered it prior to me leaving the UK. So you order these things, hope they would arrive, and then someone rung me yesterday from the company and going, hi, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Then they confirmed the delivery date, which wasn't helpful. Apparently they had one item which wasn't available. One item that wasn't available, and they had to ring me up just to confirm. I think it was something like a 6 or 7 lev pipe colour for doing the plumbing. Hadn't not even looked at doing the plumbing yet. But I thought I'd gather up the tools that I needed, ready to crack on with the plumbing. I had a shave before I left. I feel like I need another one. Look at the state of me. So yeah, so we're about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Thursday. I'm gonna head off to VT, I think. That's 2 or 3 hours of the day gone doing that. Might grab myself a telly. Definitely need some entertainment in here. It's boring just sat round. Can't do much with the rain. I've been out poking with a stick at the drains, trying to level them off a bit, because as you remember, we got that leak that just empties straight down onto the joist. It now misses the joist, but it still leaks there. Nothing I can do about it. It was just full of dirt and moss. I did the one going across the barn. There's one on the barn, and it kind of empties right in the middle where you'd walk. So I've poked that up. It does stop if you poke it up, but as soon as you let go, it kind of starts again dripping. I think there might be a little hole where the bracket is underneath the hole, because that's where it's dripping through from. But yeah, that's about it. So today's really boring, and I'll go and show you that thing that I'm talking about. Remember, you didn't really get to see into this room here. So there's the back door. I just turned on a floodlight so you can see, because up, this is awkward as hell, trying to hold a light and use my hands. So this little hole up the top there, that's for the new wiring to go through. Now you can see they've got these tiny little metal clips, and then trying to get them out of the wall. The wall comes with it. So I'll be ripping this all out. This will have new junction boxes fitted up there, and the cables going through those instead. So we've got to put in one cable around the room through into there, so it can have a light. I don't know if I'm going to put a socket in that room, because it's not going to be a room. And then I have to consider the wiring to go into there. So so you can see it runs along the joist, up and across and into this room. So this is the back bedroom, the one you saw in the end of the other season. All I'm going to do here is it's going to have a light and a socket in it. That's all it's going to have. And I think when we do the wiring on this wall, it's going to come down and have a socket on it as well. And the reason for that is because Sam goes, well, where am I going to plug the Hoover in? So she wants that. So let's go through the door. So be prepared. This room hasn't been touched. Well, it has been touched. I emptied quite a lot of it. There's no spider webs in here. I use spider web sticks. So when we came and looked at this, I could just about see in here. So you can see the floor isn't painted. They've painted the rest of the floor, but not this floor. So I've emptied out the chimney in here, and there's like, anyone know what that's supposed to be? Because I haven't got a clue what it is. It's just fabric and just slots of wood, and there's like quite a few of them there. But you can see where the roof leaked all around that chimney. I fixed all that, so that's not a problem. And I think it's someone had attempted something or other at it at some point, but it's not leaking, thank God. But it's all stained, so we'll probably end up having to paint the timber ceiling, because most of the other rooms are painted apart from the back two. So as you can see, there's the junction box there ready for the new wiring. As you can see, it's got a quality, well, yeah,
And all these alright, so nails were on a discount anyway, because the joists have just got loads of nails in them everywhere you go. I mean, there's a basket hung up. I think there was another basket and something else hung up in here, and I took it all out. This bed was stacked up to, hang on, about here with stuff all over it. There's no mattress, it's just like, well, that looks like a cotton blanket. And it's just, well, it's terrible. But I quite like this. So there's another one of those in the loft, a big one, sort of this size. This one I'm yet to inspect to see how bad it is. I think it could be quite bad. Look at the old shoes, yeah. Shoes and boots. This one's okay, I think. But they all need cleaning. But the chimney was leaking, obviously. Well, look. You can see that would probably be, that pile of mortar that's stuck in the side would have probably been where the chimney went in from, like a pechka. And then down here is the is the chute, and I've cleared out the chute. I haven't actually cleaned it up, so I just left that. It's hard to say what's going on there. There is some metal work, and obviously it's running mud down the walls, but it doesn't look too bad. It don't look good either, does it? So obviously all the walls will need to be washed down and everything, because it looks like a diarrhea factory in here. But you can see where it was at some point really badly leaking. Up at the top I noticed how bad it was anyway. It's not dusty in here. So this used to be a window. You can probably gather that. So there's the bottom of the window, obviously. Let me see if I can put this light down so I can take the thing off. So the idea, so in this room here, this side of it, by the wall, doorway, there's, above that, there's a nice big space for stairs to go up. So we can take out most of this and put stairs going up into the attic room, so that we've got a massive attic space. So just to give you an idea, this, I don't know whether you see a lot of that footage, but there's the loft door there. Don't ask me what this is supposed to be here. I'm not entirely sure at all whether there were some stairs that went down, or I don't know, because that bit doesn't open. So it opens from, can you actually see? So it opens from this joist here to there, that flips up. But it might have been some way of climbing in and out of the attic. I'm not sure. So anyway, so what we had planned was that if you look on this wall here to here, it's not that big, and of course you've got to think of the wall thickness as well. So the idea was to put stairs going down here into the summer kitchen, which would be relatively close to the end wall where the cupboard is. So let's open this up. So how warm is that? So you can't see so much, hang on, let me just bring the light up. So as you can see, we've got the roof support joist there and a ton of crap. There's not that much in here, and you can actually walk through and stand up in here. It's not that bad. Hang on, let me just push the light through. So there's one of the wooden chests over there. There is another one as well. Oh, I can't see it from here, so it's over there somewhere. You should be able to see it. That's that squashed box that you can see there is for the TV that's in the hallway at the moment. So as you can see some daylight through here. There's no leaks in here. Oh, there is one actually over the far side. If you look at, oh, this is awkward. So the joist, which is there, no, that one there, the one above it where that two little white dots are, just about there. It's got a leak which has got the ridges off on the top. So as you can see, there's quite a draft up here, but it's an open roof, so it's not particularly bad up here. One of the kids want this as one of their rooms, which means putting in a dormer, and the dormer would have to go this side. So it makes it a bit of a pain in the neck actually trying to do it. It'd have to be quite close up to the house to dormer this. But yeah, you can get through into here. So what we were thinking of is, how do we get in here? And it's, well, do you put stairs up into here? Ooh. Stairs down into the basement, because obviously we're doing the basement thing. So let me just shut that because it's cold and I've had my heating on. Oh, the cost of heating, eh? So it actually costs more to heat a house than it does to actually put the electric on. So what we've got is, well, we could put stairs going down. We need stairs going into the summer kitchen roof. So technically they could go there. But the thing is though, is it would take it out to about halfway across the room. But then you want stairs going up into the loft here, which kind of make it a really big nightmare of logistics. Because obviously we want stairs going down into the basement, because we want to connect downstairs of the we want to get into the summer kitchen, and we need to get into the summer kitchen roof. So obviously the easiest way to make stairs for the summer kitchen is here, where that window is. This needs to be on wide angle. Right, so I've changed over to the wide angle lens. This camera is pretty good, phone is pretty good for doing that. So as you can see, there isn't exactly a great deal of room in here. So we were thinking stairs going up into the summer kitchen there, which probably would mean taking out some more of the wall going up. But the problem with that is obviously the lintels in the house wall. That's going to be an important factor. But right outside that door is obviously the roof support, so we can't cut into the ceiling area without going into the roof support. Although technically I could probably drop my phone. So technically what I could do is take the wall all the way up and put the lintel across the top where the roof sits, which means obviously jacking the roof up to be able to do that. And there's probably not that much space up there, although I'd say I might need to replace some timbers for unknown reasons. But we need to think about how we're going to do this, and it's becoming quite a bit of a challenge, because you don't want your kids crawling through a little hole. The ceiling height on the summer kitchen is probably here, so it's not actually the full size of that window hole, so we can't get away maybe one step there. But then it's obviously the height, and obviously you want it for an adult. So by the time you're stood up here, you'll want quite the height going up that way, if you can know what I mean. So if you're down here, let's say this is one step, then the head height on the top needs to be the right height as well, otherwise it will just be crap. So here, this side of the room would be the stairs going up to the attic. So that means going diagonally this way across by the door, although technically I could probably get away with making a stairs that went diagonal this way and then come across this way, which then would mean probably making a plinth level, which would probably go for both. But then I kind of run out of space then for the basement stairs. So it's just like, well, where do you put all the stairs in a small space where the window where the access is there, which goes right in the way? So you can see a bit of a quandary. How would you do it? You need a stair. Your maximum here is the stairs. So stairs here, So even if you put a narrow stairs in, say to here, because we don't need access because there's obviously the door on the front of the building upstairs, probably come out to about here, I believe. So if that's this bit gone and you want stairs down to a basement, you want to be able to walk through the doorway. You wouldn't be able to put it there because of obviously you've got a chimney going all the way through. I'm debating whether we keep it or not, which means doing a whole revamp and rechange of everything else. If we put stairs in, then there's probably about there will be the stairs going up into that summer kitchen roof. And so, you know, how do you do the stairs down into the basement? There's no room for it. This would just be basically a bloody hallway. Well, this is these are the problems we get when we're planning renovations into properties that are what they are really. I can't remember if this is load bearing. I think it might be to see downstairs, but obviously this is a big issue. We can't really put them in. And even if I was tempted to take the chimney out there in the corner, not that the joist is supporting it, this is one of the things that we picked up on. See, it's just cut off. So that all leaked, all of that up there, right the way along. The roof was bad. So we could technically put stairs down into the basement here. This wouldn't be a big issue, because otherwise this is kind of like a really big waste of space. And if we took the chimney out, we'd probably square off the room and actually get a sofa bed in here, and then someone could have this as a room, with that as a room, and that as a room. But I don't think we would get enough stairs in. I mean, even if we went through and put stairs side by side, even narrow, you're probably looking at 1.2 meters away from the wall, which brings it kind of halfway across that window. But it's just really difficult to you know, try and get your plan in action and where everything would be, because you've got to remember then, if we put the stairs in here, what effect would that have on the room? You could say that this here is the stairs going down, it's a little bit narrower than what the stairs would be, but there's a small gap at the back, which would mean that probably you'd have, maybe you'll start your stairs here right next to the door, go down and then turn and go into the basement, which means that in the basement there would be a set of stairs right in the middle of it. And then of course if you've got a balustrade across here, it's not so bad, but then you'd have your basement attic up there. See this here, I put a, if you look here, can you see it? Does it stand out? Can you see the diagonal line on the wall here? It's just there. See it? So this looks like it was stairs at one point going up into the attic space, but there was nothing on this side, and the back door was under the stairs effectively. It's a bit bizarre, but you could do it, but it's just really weird, and I probably wouldn't want to do it that way. You could put a set of stairs in, but you'd end up having to turn around at the top of the stairs to step across to the other step, if that makes any sense to you. So you'd still have the joist kind of here, but you'd go up the stairs, stop, and then have a step up, which would probably be a bit of a big step. But I'm just sitting here going, right, I've got this much space, which is the wall. So the wall here is here on the end of this. So I've got this much space really to play with, which is probably what, 17 square meters. I've got to fit stairs in 1, 2, 3 sets of stairs in between each and every room. So my problem really is going to be, how do I get the stairs up into the summer kitchen? and stairs down into the basement and stairs up into the attic here, because up here, up in the attic, is enough two double bedrooms with en suites, so I don't really want to lose that space. So as you can see, this was kind of like, I've emptied quite a lot of the stuff out of here, but as you can see, just even looking at it now, it is a right mess still. So this will probably be a room that I do need to tackle, this room really, but it's not what I'd class as a priority room, because obviously if we're going to be doing building work in here, then there's no need to roof tiles, they run to the bed. There's no need to try and push through and get that done. So here we are in the roof. So you can see it got soaked through here. Yes. So this one wasn't actually tight at all. Just went through the roof.